Welcome to Honestly Speaking. I am Trina, and today I have an exciting story for you. I have the founder, the CEO of Jardi Streetwear. We're going to go through his early years, his story, and how he was able to create such a brilliant and innovative products. Welcome to Honestly Speaking. Dean, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
How was your journey down today?
It was okay, it was not bad at all.
Good.
Yeah.
For those of our audience that don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself and the brand.
Well, the brand is made up of my youngest son and my middle son's names. So it's like Joshua, Joe, Carlito, Car, and D as in Dean. We made the name up whilst creating some clothing during the lockdown when we was literally bored out like most everyone. We just, how can I say it? We ran out of things to do. So we just started getting old hooded sweaters.
Yeah.
And just like, I don't know, distressing the hoods, distressing the sleeves, and changing them slightly and sewing on letters and just sewing on different badges. That was at first to kind of like make them forget about the lockdown, that we was actually in a lockdown situation, and just to, do something else different. But over time, started getting into editing the sweaters, should I say. And we decided to do a run of hooded sweaters with our own name on it. And that's how we initially started. And once we received back that first batch, it was like, do you know what? It was, I don't know, it felt good. So we thought, let's continue and maybe create and work on some other stuff like tracksuits and T-shirts and see where it could take us, basically.
And now you're here.
Now I'm here. Now I'm here with you.
I've seen your brand all over the place, but we're going to get back into your backstory, how your journey began, because you're not just the creator of street sportswear. You've actually dabbled in quite a lot. So, how was your childhood?
Growing up, I could honestly say I had a fun childhood. I was brought up by my mother. My mother was a singer.
Oh.
Yeah, she was an old school singer. And funny enough, my dad was a tailor.
Yeah.
Which I only kind of properly looked into maybe 3-4 years ago. I realised, hold on a minute. So I've been influenced to do music, but I've come across this making clothes scenario.
Yeah.
It all makes sense now.
Yeah.
Dad's a tailor, mum's a singer.
It's interesting because when I was reading one of your blogs, I saw the connection. So my great-grandma was a seamstress, and she used to make clothes like swimwear and stuff in Selfridges, for Selfridges and such. So I was like, oh, that's similar. And obviously the singing, my great-grandfather, he's a calypso singer.
Okay.
Well, he was a calypso singer, ROP, but he was like the first one to perform in the Royal Festival Hall. So yeah, I saw loads of similarities as I was doing research on you.
Yeah, I was just mystified the fact that my dad done tailoring, even though he was a old school, should I say, was it sweet boy, getting into trouble, wheeling and dealing. Do you know what I'm saying? It got to a stage where obviously my mum and father separated, and she done the job. She got me through like primary, secondary school, up to my later years, but she done an amazing job. She used to sing, like, I'd come home from school and there'd be a band or like a guitarist.
Oh, wow.
And a keyboardist, and my mum would be singing with her friend in the front room.
Wow.
And yeah, it was a good vibe. I can remember that clearly. But that inspired me a lot to obviously get into the music. She introduced me to a friend that had a model agency.
Okay.
Way back. I won't go too far back, yeah. And I got my first scenario regarding, say, cameras and stuff was ironically on the BBC.
No way.
Yeah, it was BBC. Is it Good Morning Britain or their version of Good Morning Britain?
GMTV.
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So they had a live fashion show.
Okay.
So I walked on. It was me, two other kids, and I remember us just keep on walking on, get changed, walk on with the next outfit. They stitched me up, but I think I had a scarf or something. I don't know what they put on me. Yeah.
You got pictures of that?
There's somewhere. It's on an old VHS.
VHS.
Yeah. That was my first experience of, as I said, cameras and I don't know, to an extent, performing, if that makes sense. Done loads of stuff, CNA.
Oh my gosh, CNA.
I know, that's exposing the dates.
I know, but I know as well.
Yeah, yeah.
They had a big one in Oxford Street, didn't they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was doing, jumping in the air, you know, that freeze thing, like a lunatic. But that kind of got me into some kind of performance side of it. That was my induction.
Yeah.
After that, my mum kind of, obviously, school.
How did you do in school?
I didn't do that bad.
Yeah.
Because I can honestly say at school, I was, my mind was just, I was one of them guys that are always imagining things. So the teacher could be talking to me, but I'm thinking about something completely different. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So by the time I woke up to a question, I'm like trying to fix up and readjust and make out like I knew exactly what was going on in class. I got GCSEs, maths, English, science, sports education, art and graphics. Art and graphics was my favourite at school.
Your passion, yeah.
Yeah. And obviously, like all the sports education, that was my main interest. Because at the time as well, I used to play tennis.
What?
I know. So
they played tennis in your school?
So this is how it happened, yeah. At the time we was living in Harrow Road, Portnall Road, the infamous road in West London. That everyone that's lived on that road, if that makes sense, without going into it too deep.
Yeah.
So I used to go around the corner to Park Paddock and Rec and play tennis. And this wealthy family, or should I say wealthy husband and wife, they took me to a tennis club right around the corner that was called the Maida Vale Tennis Club, yeah?
Oh, wow.
And only the people from the big, you know, the BBC Maida Vale? Yeah, so they got the symphony and
orchestra,
John Williams, composer, all these people would go to this tennis club.
No way.
And they're drinking Pims and etc. etc. So there's me, hood rat kid from Harrow Road. All of a sudden I'm in this big posh tennis club.
Yeah.
And I ended up literally playing for Middlesex.
No way.
Yeah, but during that whole journey, obviously it's just pure rich families. It's you've got to be wealthy.
Affluent.
To be involved in that sport and you want to be competitive. One, you've got to be able to travel. You've got to have money to enter the competitions, etc., etc. So as more competitions dawned on me, I realised financially I ain't gonna be able to keep up.
Yeah,
my mum.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, to be honest,
a lot of people's stories are like that. Not to cross-reference, but I know that I was when we did the speedy interview on RTM. He talked about wanting to do sports and
and he was like saying from where he was to go up to Perry Bar.
Yeah.
Now for me, in Brum, where he is to go Perry Bar, it's not that far. But when you're from Brum, it made me realise how people stay to their. You understand?
Yeah. It's very much like that now, though. Like when you think about the postcode type stuff.
Literally, they're one stop because they're going through an earlier stage than we are. London's so behind in a lot of things. No disrespect to London. London has still got its, it's got its mad sides. There's corners that you can't go down and etc. etc. But Birmingham just a bit more, to an extent, a little bit more advanced. But because they're so calm, you don't recognise.
It's just under the radar.
Yeah, it's under the radar.
So, you did a bit of tennis. You did well at school. How did you get into dancing?
The dance thing now. I'll be honest.
Because you dance for Snap. You're in the Snap I Got the Power video.
Yeah, do you know what? Until this day, I can honestly tell you, I don't think that I've had a better time or experience than I had during that time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think nothing can match it. It's inspired me to know what's a big project and what's not.
And the production of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's pushed me to actually where I am now, because I've been able to use certain scenarios from then now. So my brother used to play out music in a sound called Pioneer.
Okay.
Pioneer is one of the biggest soul and revival sounds.
Sounds familiar. I feel like my dad might know about this.
Yeah, it used to be with DJ Keatley. They used to play out Shanolas.
Oh, wow.
Oasis.
Okay. Why am I knowing all these names? Why am I knowing all
Because
these
these are the best. These are the best. These are the, for me, I was still young going to these events, but they was the best clubs, like to listen to Rare Groove, Revival, the old school dancehall and the soul, if that makes
my dad's
sense.
street. Straight out my dad's street.
You know?
Yeah.
So my brother literally took me everywhere, All Nations in fact as well, Steppers.
Steppers,
Yeah,
yes. You've been around.
Hey,
North, south, east,
and
west.
he was taking me to these raves when I was like between 12 and 14.
Wow.
So I was literally there as the young'un watching the elders do their thing, if that makes
They're
sense.
just there with the music boxes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the link with the dancing was, it started where the soul boy thing, yeah? Back then it's like you had the little Tintin quiff, a bomber jacket. Everyone had painting shoes on and all this stuff, innit, yeah? Lowish jeans, Bennett on rugby top. There used to be certain dances that you do to that soul, like it's like a two-step, but it was, you know, it was slick. And I copied my brother. My brother taught me, Daddy Chris. Shout out Daddy Chris. He you know, I looked up to him and I emulated his dance style.
Yeah.
It's not until he took me to Tooley Street, London Bridge, and that was Tim Westwood, and on stage was Sipo,
Right.
beatboxer, R.I.P., Rodney P, MC
Shout
Duke.
out Rodney P.
Yep, Cookie Crew.
Cookie Crew.
She Rockers.
London Posse.
Yeah, it was literally, he brought me to the shrine.
Yes.
But this
the
is
Mecca.
Yeah, like I've literally seen these guys on Westwood's Enzyme Radio. I think it was every Friday night he had the show with Bionic as well. So when I actually went to the event, I was just there. I was in awe. And everyone's doing certain moves. I think at the time it was the Cabbage Patch and maybe a little bit of the B-Fats. The dancing didn't start straight away, but this is the building blocks for it. So I remember one day my brother took me to his friend's house in Edgware Road. And that friend had a nephew. And that nephew was who ended up being my dance partner, Hudson. Right. And once we'd linked and we'd say worked on certain dance routines and taken old stuff from Michael, taken stuff from Big Daddy Kane's dancers, Scoob and Scrap.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but people just took a liking to us. Obviously, we had a different kind of edge because one, we're from London. Two, was emulating, say, the high tops and the De La Soul haircuts and the pin tuck corduroy trousers with the bally shoes and the goose coats. We had the image, but the dances, I won't lie, we had it on lockdown.
Right.
We had it on lockdown. I can be sincere with that.
Yeah.
Everywhere we went, up and down England, Leicester, Manchester, up even high as Edinburgh, all these places, we were getting the same reception until one day we done a show supporting KRS-One.
Wow.
At the Forum. We'd already done Big Daddy
Mr.
Kane.
Hip Hop himself.
Yeah, we'd already done Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah.
We'd already done, I don't know, you remember Sugar Bear?
Yeah, yeah.
We'd already done Ice-T at Brixton Fridge.
No way.
Yeah, and imagine we're just dancers.
But you're the supporting act.
Yeah.
That means you're pinnacle.
It was a movie, you know? It was a movie for us. But the KRS one
Yeah.
was the start.
Yeah.
Because that night, Normski and his younger
Shout out Normski.
Yeah, shout out Normski all the time. You already know.
Channel 4. You had his show on Channel 4. I'll never forget that.
Dance Energy. And Dance Energy is actually back again. He literally done a live Dance Energy. I think it's a week back now.
Okay.
And so that's actually coming back into rotation, that whole concept. But his brother Kevin, shout out Kevin as well, he shopped us, or he heard of someone that was looking for dancers for this group that was signed to Arista Records.
Arista Records. Oh my God, I feel so old.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And originally they went to some dancers called FDM, Funky Dope Maneuvers.
I know those guys.
Yeah, that's
like
Eugene.
I don't know them, but I know who they are. Yeah.
They was literally Cookie Cruise dancers.
Yeah.
South Londoners as well. That's why, you know. At the time, the money that was being paid for the gig, they wasn't interested.
It wasn't enough for them.
Now, you told these two hood rats.
You don't even care, you'd have done it for free. Listen,
at night, I'll be honest with you, Trina, only nowadays people are on this manifestation thing, and it's like not say it's commercial, but it's kind of like...
It's the buzzword, it's buzz.
Yeah. Without manifesting, I was manifesting because I used to be in my bedroom and I'd have my 12-inch records and I might play Groove Me by Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, you got to have your tunes back then, or Big Bub, I Like the Way, or whatever. And my TV, my little, I won't say it was black and white, it was colour, but it was one of them little chunky little TVs, innit? I remember looking in the TV when it's off and dancing.
And seeing the reflection.
Seeing my reflection. Yeah. And I used to just do that all the time. And as crazy as it sounds, it's like only years after I did realise, like, right, that's a mad thing. You was actually dancing in front of your TV. and it turned into something for real. So cut a long story short, we done the forum with KRS-One. We got the gig to dance for this group, Arista. Went down to Swiss Cottage Holiday Inn. We didn't know who we was meeting. It was around the corner from us, so it was perfect. It's still kind of West London-y. So we get there now, we see this big guy, big American guy. And then there was two singers. One was Penny Ford.
Right.
Penny Ford's the original backing singer for Shaka Khan, George Clinton. She's been on the block.
Yeah, that's the sound of the 80s.
Yeah, she had an old school song called Dangerous back in the days. I won't even try and sing it, but it's one of them tunes that you'd hear on, I don't know if you know Horizon Radio?
No.
Oh, anyway, we won't go there, yeah? So she was there, and then I don't know if you was aware, in Snap there was a girl that was actually lip syncing.
No way.
So what happened is the girl that's mainly in the videos, she wasn't a singer. She was brought in just to mime Penny's vocals.
For aesthetics.
Yeah, and the reason that scenario happened is because Penny originally didn't want nothing to do with the track.
Oh.
But then it's going #1 in all these countries.
I want to be involved now.
She wants to be involved now.
Yes.
So they couldn't drop the one that was miming. So they thought, you know what?
Just bring them.
Just bring them all and we'll just have one big party, basically,
Yeah.
innit? And
everyone wins.
everybody wins.
Yeah.
Our first show with Snap for us in the UK was Top of the Pops. Imagine that.
Top of the Pops is the first show.
That's the first show because the song had already been out for 2 years.
Yeah.
And when they got to UK, it's like it went #1 in the UK within like 2 weeks. It's one of them crazy ones.
The song was huge to this day.
The
energy of it as well.
Logic Studios, based in Germany, they are still, the royalties they're making from that track alone, you know?
It just doesn't die
It's not
out.
stopping.
No.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So yeah, we've done Top of the Pops, went Portugal, but I can honestly, not just Portugal, but the whole of Europe.
You travelled to Europe, yeah.
But the US tour,
Yeah.
what is there, 54 states in America?
52.
All right, so we done the whole 52. First time in America for us. I can't explain how mental it was for us.
Yeah. Just two guys from West London.
Two guys from West London. And I'll be honest, when I look back now, we literally we was excited just with our per diems. Yeah. Let's forget about how much we got paid.
The per diem.
Yeah.
Yes.
So giving us per diems, the per diem
And you're
might
not
have
even
been,
using the money like
do you
that.
understand? There might have been $250 each a day. Yeah. And that's supposed to be for food, boom, boom, boom. I mean, like, what? I'm seeing Jordans. I'm seeing all this stuff, but we had to have that.
Yeah.
You
that's
have to
part
have,
of,
that's the part of the
yeah,
team.
it's the look.
So we was like, we'd go and buy Jordans, go and buy this, go and buy that, and we just go Wendy's and get a burger and chips or whatever, because food's going to be served up later anyway.
Because they got the rider. That's separate.
Yeah, literally everything was just, it's on tap. So that was like a quarter way through the dancing, the tour, and going to America. Then I think Germany, we done like a big staging thing, and I think it was when the Berlin Wall came down.
Right.
And I've never seen so much people. That was our biggest show that we ever done.
Yeah.
The America tour was literally like just clubs.
Mm-hmm.
But in Europe we done a big stadium, and there's so many stories and scenarios that I could tell you, but it's just like, I think we done one event in France, and the bar was half an airplane.
Crazy.
And I'm telling you, there's just model chicks everywhere. But them times, me and my mate, me and Hudson, we're still only 17.
Yeah.
And it was just mad. Mad, because obviously, regardless, innit, we loved girls. Like, come on, like back then it was mental. That was what we lived for. Before we leave our house, we got a high top, got our dacks, we got our curls, everything. Man's looking fresh, not doing, getting done up to get some dinner. Do you know what I'm saying? So we was in our element times 10. But yeah, the dancing, the snap thing, when it literally came to an end, it didn't come to an end dance-wise. So I ended up doing choreography for Def Jam.
Oh, wow.
For the Honeys.
Oh my gosh, the Honeys.
Yeah, for Selena, Neymar, and Heavenly. So that was one of the other gigs that kind of kept me busy in the dancing world. And then we moved on to Misha Girl.
Yes. I had the privilege of sharing a stage with a Galaxy in Manchester, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was a Galaxy show and she was there. Grace Jones was there as well, to be fair. And Misha Paris.
Big artist.
Yeah, major. Like, I'm just feeling grateful to just even be in the same area.
Yeah, that's greatness. Yeah, big up Misha Paris.
Yeah,
that's
all
one of
day,
our, that's
day.
one of our
legends, icons.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't, we won't go into that because there's a few. We've got a few icons, but she's definitely one of them.
100%. Shout out Beverly Knight as well, because she's an icon too.
Oh, Beverly Knight. Man.
Yeah.
Don't start me off. You're going to make me start. I'm not lying. Terry Walker.
Shout out Terry Walker. All day, every day.
Terry is different. I was speaking to her just 2 days ago. She's so authentic and real.
Lovely energy.
Yeah, she hasn't changed though. That's her. And she's not molded into how you're supposed to act in this music environment.
Her, yeah. I remember doing an audition for her. I actually told her that the other day. I said to her, I did a dance audition for you back in the day.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. She's like, don't lie. It's like, yeah, I actually auditioned for her. So I'm thinking, like Shay, Andre, Paulette, Pauline. Oh gosh.
Pauline rings a bell. She's a dancer.
Yeah,
she used to be at Pineapple Studios in Covent Garden. She used to get most of the Top of the Pops gigs.
Yeah.
She's a G.
Yeah.
She's a G, definitely.
I've seen her do loads of work with like my mates, Dwayne and Royston and
I think that Royston guy.
Yeah,
he's got braids, isn't it? Or like
in between, he fluctuates.
Is it backing singer
as well?
Yeah, I know the guy. I know him.
Shout out Royston.
Yeah.
But yeah, back in the day, I was in that space as well. So
it's the best place.
Good times.
I don't think it's hard to get that back now. That whole vibe, man.
So how did it feel when all of that came to an end?
To be honest, the way it happened, it was kind of like a good time because I'm not going to say the dates. from one day, from one day to another day, it literally, it became tiring
Right.
because it was just non-stop. And I'm talking, you know, all these smoke machines, dry ice, and
Yeah.
no sleep, and
Yeah.
you might be eating properly that day, but the next day you're just tired. So
Because you're on a tour bus for like 5 hours, 12 hours.
Yeah.
Get into another state. And
Yeah,
stuff.
literally, it became overwhelming. Where I don't think you've ever had this feeling before, where you're always smiling, but now your face is aching from smiling.
Hair.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
I know it well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you got to keep smiling.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God.
I don't feel like smiling today.
Yes.
I had to smile today. Yeah.
And that's where it was at. So it was kind of like bittersweet, but at the same time, for us, mentally, I think maybe it was, we got enough out of that experience that we could. And obviously, the industry, you start seeing a lot of things that you don't want to see or have to, you know, like, oh, we're performing at this club tonight. And it's like, nah, fam, I'm not performing at this club tonight.
You start getting jaded.
Yeah, because it's going down a different street now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
This is not what I signed up for.
Hip hop, R&B, cool. But when you, all right.
That's interesting. Touring was a very good experience. I enjoyed that myself.
Yeah.
You get to see things that no one will ever believe that you've seen. Like just even being on the tour bus.
Yeah, and the way people appreciate you to a next level, sometimes it can be scary a little bit. People were chasing the bus, they don't even know who's on the bus. Do you know what I'm saying?
I was saying it when I was trying to tell my story. It's like they want your autograph, they want all this stuff, and you think like you don't even really know who I am. Like, but they want it because you're, you know, whether you're attached to the artist, whether you're on the show, whether you're the dancer, just that you're on that stage. The spotlight is now on you as well.
Exactly.
And it's nice, but then sometimes it's uncomfortable, especially like if you're an introvert.
Yeah.
And you're just doing this because this is what you like to do. But now you got to deal with all the other elements.
You got to do the outrovert bit, and that's when it becomes draining because it's very pretentious, and a lot of artists and entertainers, you got to feel sorry for them because half the time they just want to go home and chill out.
Be with their family and stuff.
Just do normal things because having to be on call for 24/7, same smile, having to conversate, having to be happy, having to want to talk about music and what your new project is, etc. Yeah, it's just like, you know what? Now you can see why so many real artists go into hiding and all these things. 'Cause I used to wonder why do these guys not really want this? But it makes sense.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can get a bit too much. But if you're starting out, you're never going to see that because you just want to get somewhere. But
you got the hunger, the drive, but once you get it and you sustain it for a while, it starts to become a bit wary.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in a fishbowl where everyone's just looking at you. You want to be able to just go back to your normal life.
Yeah.
And just live, but now you can't go Tesco's because everyone sees you.
Yeah, so it's a different ball game. It's like what they say, be careful what you wish for. Because majority of the time what you wish for is going to be times 10, and it's going to affect and change a lot of things.
Yeah.
Especially your privacy. Got to a stage where, you know, back then we used to have little black books. Oh, you already know because you're laughing, yeah. We used to have little black books. You know, Ryman's, we'd get our little black books from Ryman's and it'd be like, go Oxford Street. It's just numbers. Just pure girls, innit? Just different girls, innit? Boom, 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 boom. But after being on TV and doing certain things, there's certain things you couldn't get away with no more. So it's like, the privacy is done, so there's no, I'm with this person, that's the only person I'm with, etc., etc. Everyone would know your business. And that is, in fact, has stayed with me till now. People just want to know but they feel that they're supposed to know all of your business.
Entitled to.
Yeah. And that's something that is, it can be a lot.
Yeah, I get mad questions asking me mad questions, and I'm like, that's really not. Yeah.
You're not trying to go there.
We're not talking about that.
Yes.
Okay, so
that finished, were you doing music production alongside that, or were you just doing dancing at that time? How did music come into your life?
So actually creating music was a funny situation because left home after Snap, it was like back to normal. Well, tried to make it back to normal, but it's never been back to normal since that day. Literally, how could I say it? Left home about 18, 19. And me, a guy named MCD, I don't know if you know MCD, Silent Eclipse.
He's a rapper.
Yeah, bad boy. Yeah.
I met him and I went down to, I want to say West London.
Yeah.
When I was in my rap group.
Yep.
2 Times 2 Crazy.
So we must have
MCD.
met. We must have met. Two times deaf.
Yeah, 2 Times 2 Crazy. Me and Jesse. I was trying to remember the guy's name, MCD, and you've just said that. I was like, I remember going to West London, we're going to meet this guy, and like he was like a real rapper.
Yeah.
Like real rapper. And I'm thinking privileged, like, because he's really a good real rapper.
Yeah.
So yeah, imagine that. MCD.
Me, MCD, my good friend Goodies, big up Goodies, and Jeff and Jeffrey, we all left home around that same time, and we went to live in hotels, or should I say bedsits, in Queensway. Throughout that period of time, like I'd be going to check Darren, and Darren he'd already been in a band, and he'd already started rapping.
Right.
But as I said, this guy was a monster. Like there's no one in the UK that has made an impact lyrically and style-wise like this guy did without internet and Instagram and all this stuff. MCD. There's no one. We could ask Rodney P. Yeah. We could ask Westwood. We could ask anyone from that era about MCD, and they just have to put their hands up and say, the guy's a genius. That's him. Right. He's the man.
Imagine I remember meeting him. I'm not sure if it's more than once, but I know at the time I'm like, this guy is a real.
He's the real
He's
deal.
the real rapper. Like even this, when you mentioned it, that's what I was thinking. This guy is the real rapper. Like he's a real rapper. I thought like I was a joke rapper after I met him.
Because you know his content, and I don't know what he was spitting about at the time.
Yeah.
But he could either do the MC, the style thing, or he'd get conscious.
Very conscious.
And then when he hits that conscious thing, like I've been Brixton Fridge, Brixton Academy. What's that park in? But it says a park in East London. Like he's
Victoria Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's literally been the conductor of that whole stage. Everyone just listening and just there in awe listening, because he's got so much facts and so much information for you to take in. But he wrote my first lyric.
No way.
Yeah, because he was like obviously me and Hudson was known as dancers.
Yeah.
But he saw the
Potential.
business side and said, you know what? Let me write this guy a lyric. And obviously we was living on the same road. So he wrote my first lyric, and that was kind of like my introduction to starting to rap. Started writing my own bars and lyrics, boom, 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 boom. Got a publishing deal. Eventually down the road.
Who was your publishing deal with?
It was a Mute Song EMI.
EMI.
So at the time, Mute Song was like Nick Cave and Depeche Mode, and
oh wow, that's quite big business then.
Yeah, so,
Depeche Mode.
Yeah, but it was all them huge independent pop artists. Yeah. So us being on there, or me at the time having a publishing deal at the time, it was just like, what the fuck is this guy doing on this label? Do you know what I'm saying? But what happened is we started building an album, and my sister Deshai, big up Deshai, she's actually out in the States doing, like, she holds fashion shows and stuff like that.
Much love to your sister.
Yeah. She was the singer, and it was myself as the rapper, and my friend Scratch Professor, Omar's younger brother.
Okay.
On the
Nothing like this, Omar.
yeah. The
I've got
one
to
and
make
only-
sure
yeah,
there's only
yeah.
one Omar.
Yeah, the Don Dada Omar. Yeah, his younger brother Scratch, who is he's a Don as well. I'm not gonna lie, creatively, musically, plays keyboards like nobody's business. And they literally kind of signed us as like Pras, Lauryn Hill, and Wyclef.
Ah, like the Fugees, like a UK version.
Yeah, that's what.
That was the
'cause
vision.
because you know how it is for us. We're always compared to someone else. Yeah, and that was the scenario. So what happened halfway through the album is Scratch had to go on tour with with Damon Marley,
Oh, wow.
because he'd already been previously doing sessions for them, going Jamaica and, making music for them and doing stuff. So halfway through the album and this project that we've all been given money for already, he had to cut.
No way. So you lot got the advance
Yeah, we got the advance and he got
and
his
you
thing.
ain't got the
Yeah, we
products
ain't got
yet.
the products. Yeah. And obviously, like, I'm a workaholic. My sister's a workaholic. My guy, Scratch, is a workaholic. But when them
You
lot
got to
call
go.
you,
You got to go.
just get on that plane, innit, mate?
Yeah.
And I understood.
Yeah.
But everyone's looking at me like my manager, Daniel X, Ticking Time Records. He was like, all right, so what are we going to do? So I don't know how it came across, but it was like, all right, I want an MPC drum machine.
Yeah. 2000?
Um,
MP3?
It might have been, you know what, was it a 2? Yeah, it might have been just a 2000. I got the XL after. Yeah, it might have been the 2000. Yeah. I got that drum machine
Yeah.
and I'm a hands-on person, innit? Yeah. I taught myself how to use that, which ain't complicated.
Yeah,
because,
it's just
and because of the dancing.
You
and
got
'cause of
rhythm.
listening to like Teddy Riley, all this R&B and hip hop tunes just over and over again. Yeah. I just needed the right sounds on them pads to be able to recreate what I was actually listening to before.
Yeah.
Let's say, before you know it, I finished the album, I created the rest of the tracks, and then I think it was strange because we'd been fighting to get on the radio with the tracks that we had so far, because even though it was building the album, we'd made
you
2
had-
singles.
Okay.
And you want 279, Max and Dave, you want Westwood, you want them to play the stuff, innit?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was because of the sounds in the songs, like what the songs were created from, but they didn't pick up on them.
Oh, no.
But I made a tune, yeah? It was jammy. It was based on the vibe of the whole Busta Rhymes kind of up-tempo thing. And straight away they jumped on it, innit?
Right.
So I got a lucky little break. And radio was playing that, boom, 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 boom. But then that's what kind of drove me more towards production.
Right.
So
Did you ever learn to write your own lyrics?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I started actually writing everything, like trying to write pop songs. I was writing R&B, which everyone loves doing.
Love writing an R&B song.
You know what I'm saying? It's a vibe, isn't it? Yeah.
it's a whole vibe.
Especially that era.
Yeah.
As well.
I could write a R&B song in like half an hour. 2 verses and a bridge. People don't do bridges now, but
You see
and
the
a hook.
bridge and the middle eight?
Middle.
Yeah. You know the middle eight?
Yeah.
And the thing is, man had the blessing of being able to write, and in my head, oh my God, I want these kind of chords, or I want this, boom, 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 boom. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The production continued, and I kind of got lost for like 4 years. I was just like a super introvert, because all I wanted to do was make beats, find sounds, and obviously I came across, I already came across like smoking, yeah. While producing and smoking, they go hand in hand. So you come into wherever I was making music, and it'd just be a cloud of smoke, a few people sitting down and just making beats, just vibing, boom, 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 boom. I was quick to find out that with music production, it's rare that you're actually gonna make money straight away, if that makes sense. Because I had this like library of tunes at the time. I could honestly say, I felt at the time there was no one in UK. No one wanted to make R&B slow jams or up-tempo R&B or the American sounding hip hop.
You see, that's that. Oh God, I hate to say this, but that was the only thing I didn't like about that time, is that I felt like our production wasn't great.
Yeah.
Like our production, it sounded like very
tinny.
I was
Yeah.
about to say tin pan.
Yeah.
Right, it sounded
It was.
so tin pan. So I was like, yeah, like I'd write to instrumentals.
Yeah.
I'd go to like Red Records and
Get the
harass the DJ Ian and be like, oh, can I get the latest, whatever. And
Yeah.
obviously those times I used to give you the instrumentals on the singles and stuff. So I loved that. But I thought our production was really, really poor back then, to be honest with you. Until I met H Money, Harmony, and Bronze and Black, and their production had a different kind of.
It's got that real.
It sounded full.
Yeah, if you can't compare it to American production,
Then forget it.
What am I doing?
Yeah,
this
what
for?
we doing?
You know what I'm
what
saying?
we really doing?
No disrespect to the producers that was out then, but
Yeah.
yeah,
No disrespect, but
it was either like that or I'm not even feeling this. And
yeah.
production wise, even up till now, I haven't made a track for the last, I don't know, 2 years or something, but it has to have that vibe.
Yeah. It's got to feel full.
Yeah, like I wouldn't try and make a garage tune.
See, that's where we were good, because that
Yeah.
was our sound. But
Yeah.
when we tried to do the R&B, that wasn't something that was necessarily ours. I
Yeah.
feel like it weren't great production.
Yeah.
It always had to be somewhere outside, whether it was, who were those people? Tim and Bob. And there was those guys in, is it Norway, Netherlands, Sweden?
I think
Is it Stargate
yeah,
or something like that?
Stargate.
They had
They're
a
on
nice
Smoke.
sound as well,
They're on
yeah.
Smoke. And they emulated that hip hop and R&B as well.
100%.
Yeah.
Then we got Ignorance.
Oh yeah,
We
Trevor.
had our Ignorance down here.
Trevor and Mark.
Yeah, and Full
Yeah.
Crew.
Yep.
And
Full Crew is serious, you know.
Absolutely. Their
Yeah.
remixes were the best. Any
Smoke.
remix that Ignorance and Full Crew did,
Yeah.
they were better than the original
Yeah,
songs.
and better than a lot of them, better than the Jerkins production that was coming out at the time as well.
Yeah, they were. So big ups, shout
Yeah.
out, Full Crew
Yeah.
and
And
Ignorance.
Mark.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mark. Mark,
Yeah, their
definitely.
production was,
That's the level.
oof.
And that was all getting, a lot of that First Avenue management was looking after Ignorance at the time, based in Hammersmith. So they had the right links, which benefited Mark and them lot perfectly. So that was a blessing. But no, you're right. There's only certain sounds that could be accepted, otherwise it's just pointless.
Yeah, it was out of it. So after that, so I guess that takes you up to maybe around the lockdown time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could say that.
So lockdowns happened.
Lockdowns happened.
You got your lovely children.
We're just chilling, making clothes.
But what spurred you on to make the clothes? How did you just wake up in the morning and think, you know what, I'm gonna make a jumper?
No, do you know what? Yeah, as well. I've just loved clothes from day one. That was our thing anyway. We loved our clothes, whether it was Aquascutum, Burberry, Flippin', Chippy, Chevignon, Biscott, Lauscott, Gabici. There's been so many different eras of clothing that we've been a part of and amongst. You know, even starting from the Farrah slacks. That's, you know. I've loved clothes and I always wanted to do something like whether it was a Carl Carney kind of vibe or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Or cross colours. Yeah, it was, and we had all these clothes. So imagine, you know, when you see so much these clothes over and over again, and they're like cross fashions, isn't it? They're like, you got the baggy style, then you got the straight style, then you got click suits, and
Click and slick.
you got all this, you know, you got all these styles. So it's just like a melange, like a blancmange of just different styles. And I just think it was an opportunity. Once we'd start messing about with those tops, me and my sons, in my head it was just like, one, I like creating anyway.
Yeah, because you mentioned that from when you was in school, textiles
Yeah,
and such.
yeah. And two, because we had a name, it started meaning more than any of the musical projects. Without going off track, like back in the day, I had a name called Square Dot Productions, or the rap group we were signed underneath was Anonymous, and they're names that I thought sounded cool at the time. Yeah, just trying to sound different and cool, you know?
You had to have a good name, like.
But it's like, they're one of the main reasons why it wasn't to be, because it didn't mean nothing.
Yeah.
Do
This is legacy.
you understand? With
Yeah.
Jocarde, it means something, and every time I do something regarding the brand, I think of my sons. Like, it's gotta be going somewhere. It's gotta be doing something. Do you know what I'm saying? If I'm posting on socials, if I'm creating a video for a sweater, it's gotta be right. But yeah, I think what drove me probably was just the fact that I wanted to have something for my sons. I missed out on the whole, back in the day it was like, you've got to have the mortgage and leave the property for the kids, which is still the case. But I missed out on that little wave, if that makes sense. I don't think I was educated enough to know common sense, but I just wasn't maybe listening to someone that might have given me that advice from ages ago, when you could have got a mortgage for, say, 20k or 15k.
Easily,
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So because I knew it was kind of like an uphill kind of thing, I thought, do you know what? If I put everything into this brand, this can bring mortgage times whatever, literally. So that's, apart from loving clothes and love, like making clothes, that's one of the main drives behind it, as in, I just want to make sure that I've created something that can benefit these guys, Carlito and Joshua, for a long time, and they can go on and continue when Dad's bored.
I love it. I think legacy is so important, and I think a lot of the time people don't think about their legacy. Like, what, we're not going to be here forever.
No.
What are we leaving here? What are we leaving for our kids? What statement are we leaving? You know, when people think about us when we're not here, what are they going to think about? And I think having a brand like this, you know, it's a legacy.
Yeah.
So I think that's a beautiful thing. And even like breaking up the name, I'm thinking of Jodeci when you breaking it up. I was like, Jodeci, they did the J, the O, and the names.
You just stay. But
So let's not get into Jodeci. It's my favourite group of all time. But yeah, I love that. So I want to know, like, how do you go about creating a jumper like this, for example? This jumper, I feel like you're going to have to leave this jumper when you go. I'm going to be honest with you. This jumper is everything. I'm seeing there's different textures, there's different fabric. It feels like it's a bit of a suede. There's something going on. I'm not sure about the burgundy. The burgundy is my favourite colour right now.
Yeah.
Against the white, it's a hoodie. How do you go about making a jumper like this?
You know what? Last night, I was like, what am I going to wear on this show? Because as much as I make so many different bits and pieces for whoever, the stuff I've left myself, it's not what people would think. So I just thought, like I was saying to Elmo, when I got to the studio and I saw that mix on the computer screen, I was like, damn, that's what I listen to that mix every day. But they inspired me with the browns and the beiges. Hence why this is the same colour scheme. But yeah,
Same
cut long story short, with this, I had some aubergine or burgundy.
My nanny would have said aubergine.
Some flock. I had some flock there, and I had this top, and I thought, all right, we've got 4 or 5 brand logos. Let me start with the original one.
Right, so this is the original brand.
This is our original.
The original logo.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna assume.
Yeah.
The trees.
Yeah.
Is that you and your 2 sons?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so each tree has got 7 branches, so it's like 777.
Yeah. Angel numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I tried to do that on purpose as well. And this the monogram as well. A good friend of mine that does graphics.
Right.
I knew what I wanted, but I was so choosy.
Yeah.
And I know I'll just be there for ages, moving letters around.
Yeah.
I let him
You
work
can't
on
do that.
something. Yeah. And he came up with this. And to be honest, it's been a winner. Big up Miguel, Sketch Designs. Yeah, I appreciate you, bro.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I thought I'd throw that on the arm. Throw 2 little lines on the sleeve. And
It pops.
yeah, like I went to see someone in Wembley before I got here, and there's like, bro, I want that one, you know.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like I need to have one of these. This one here, it's a bit of me.
No, I got you.
I like this. And now that I know the trees and the 7 angel numbers,
Yeah.
I'm loving all of it. I'm loving it.
Oh, come on.
I'm loving it. So where do you get your stuff manufactured?
So, like I said, like this, I made this at home last night.
Oh.
So everything you see, everything you've seen, whether on social media, the website, everything, I make all my masters.
Oh, wow.
So I'll make all my masters, and sometimes I'll make up to 5.
Right.
Because
Like that.
originally it was only supposed to be 1 of 1 to 1 of 5.
Right.
So, you know, if I give you something, only 5 people have got that.
Yeah.
Don't worry, everyone's not going to have the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's certain ones where I'd have to do a larger run, so like between 100, 250 larger runs. But the small runs or everything you see created, I create everything at home. So what I'll do is I say I have my blank, yeah?
Yeah.
My blank will be on the floor, and I might go downstairs, make something to eat, watch some TV, or in fact watch the mix, yeah? And go back upstairs, and I'll start cutting out some vinyl. With this one, it's not really the case, because I had the things are made up already, so I can get that cut out and I can put that on. But for, you know, like that kind of, like your one, some of the arty stuff, I'm literally just cutting out shapes and making images until I'm happy with it and how it looks, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'm not actually using manufacturers at early stages.
Yeah.
I'm only using manufacturers when I know, like you've given me the indication, my friend gave me the indication earlier,
this
that
is
I've got to get this, boom, boom, boom.
This can't be a one-off. I mean, I want it to be one of 5, but I feel like people are going to want this one.
Yeah, especially as a full tracksuit as well. Do you know what I'm saying?
I need that.
Yeah. I'm looking to go nuts. Literally, that's a why still.
It's all right. It's a Y-free zone. It's honestly speaking.
But when we get to see summer, I'm just.
Do you know what? Even this with us shorts.
Yeah, mental.
I'm telling you, even if you do the reverse colorway.
Yeah, that's what my mate said. He said the reverse one, the aubergine with the cream. I know, hard.
Problematic.
Yeah, literally. And that's the kind of thing that makes my mouth water right now. I'm just like...
I'm not going to lie, I'm a bit excited myself. I'm just thinking, I need that.
Yeah, and the thing is, I've sloped the hat wear as well. There will be, because that's, sorry to cut you, that's what I originally started with. It was first caps.
Okay.
Yeah, even though we was making tops at home, the caps was the easiest accessible accessory for me to be able to get.
Yeah, and
that just had this logo on there.
Yeah.
But like, I think in total I got like, only got 100 hats done, and I sold 80 of them easily, but it was light work, it was just easy, and that was just our first little vibe.
Tester.
Yeah. So I'm just looking to just go nuts, but only on the stuff that people are like, I like that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to continue doing the 1 of 1 stuff, like just done something for...
I was going to say, you've placed your stuff, because I've been seeing it all over the place. Who you been placing your products with?
Siru, as you know, the really talented up-and-coming artist from Norwood. Got a good relationship with him. Big up Siru. As well, NSG, just done something really, oh man.
They're very talented.
Yeah. And,
very, very
and
talented.
it wasn't confusing for me, because they've got a certain style.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I created this hoodie sweater now, I was just like, oh my God, this is perfect.
Mm.
So I've hollered at them. They're on tour right now.
Yeah, yeah.
They've seen it and they're like, yo,
We need that.
can't wait to get back. And
Yeah,
that's what I want to hear, innit?
yeah, yeah.
My good friend Stilo, he's someone that is not spoken about enough. For me, he was the first person to start UK funky music.
Right.
With a tune called Soul Fever. I'm not sure if you know that tune.
No, I might know it by hearing it.
But big tune. I make like loads of bits and pieces for him. Big Dimps,
Right,
very talented artist from, I think he's N5.
right.
Yeah. There's quite a few. Just done something for Princess Dimes, Steph's sister.
Oh,
I made a bag for Steph's mum
that's cool.
last year. Nice leather bag, customized.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a few. Like right now, for real, my head's trying to think. There is a little bit of a list, but I can honestly say,
A-Star.
huh?
A-Star.
It's A-Star again. Oh my
I'm
God.
sure he was on the RTM and he wore your stuff.
A-Star.
How was it? A-Star? Unsigned.
Oh
Unsigned?
yes, Unsigned. My brother.
Unsigned.
Big up Unsigned
Yeah.
all the time.
Unsigned.
He's originally from my area, W9, Harrow Road. Yeah, he's got loads of bits. He was one of the first people, should I say, to actually purchase something. And I'm a kind of person that's like, I know how it is in the beginning.
Yeah,
I just want you to wear it.
yeah,
I wasn't trying to make money off anyone.
yeah.
But he insisted, and then he make me see like, yo, you know what, take some money because you're going to invest back into some more bits.
100%, 100%.
But yeah, Unsigned, are you mad? Yeah. Yeah, Unsigned, definitely, he's representing the brand.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a few people, and yourself now.
Shout out Nudge as well. I saw Nudge.
Oh my,
Shout out
how
Nudge.
can I forget Nudge?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nudge, she's obviously Nigerian, like myself as well. Yeah, there's a few.
What tribe?
Igbo.
Igbo. Okay.
Yeah. But that's obviously mixed with Trinidadian, isn't it?
Oh, Trini as well.
That's what my dad is, man.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the schemer.
That's a mix.
It's a mix.
Yeah, that's cool. It's a cool mix.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I've got my maternal grandparents from Guyana.
Yeah.
But my family on that side, some of them moved to Trinidad.
Okay.
So I've got like aunts in Port of Spain.
Yeah, them sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's deep. I
East
think
River.
that's what my dad's from Port of Spain. That's terrible because, you know, as much as I love my dad, he didn't let me know a lot about Trinidad. That's hence why I haven't been to Trinidad before.
Yeah.
I'm more connected to my Nigerian roots.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to go back to Nigeria though.
Why? What did you do?
You know what, yeah. So, Michael Jackson, what is it? What's the tune? Billie Jean and Beat It and all that's out there, yeah. So my auntie's from LA.
Yeah.
So she's travelled out, my mum, me.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if my little sister was born yet.
Yeah.
So we get there now. And I'm not lying, it was like, you know when you get greeted in Africa and you just come from England?
Yeah.
It is like the greeting, they make you feel so at home, innit, yeah?
Yeah.
So a party for us in the village.
Yeah.
So long drive from Lagos airport all the way to the village now. So get to the village. And bear in mind, you know, after a certain time, there's no lights, innit?
Yeah, dark.
So we get there now and it's like, not candles, but it's torches and all sorts
why
going.
do I think I know this? Did you burn a tree?
How do you know that?
I don't know.
Oh, was it in the biog?
No.
How did
I
you
feel
know?
like this is a deja vu. Sorry, as you started saying it, I was thinking to myself,
Oh, you
please
heard the
don't tell
story.
me you
Did I
burnt a
tell you?
tree.
Did I tell you already?
I don't know.
You know what?
This is crazy.
That's my Nigerian aunties and uncles giving you telling you.
No, I'm like listening. I'm like, hold on, he never burnt down the tree.
Yeah. So you sure I haven't? You know what?
Have you told me this?
No, but are you sure? Yeah. Oh, maybe I told you.
I've not read
Have we
this.
spoken in the morning? Have I explained it to you? Maybe. You know that some of the early morning calls. Maybe.
Oh my God.
Maybe. You sure? I must
Maybe I'm
have.
gonna have to go back because that's a bit scary. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's deja vu.
Yeah, that's a movie. That would be a movie. Because even when you just done that, I was like, what?
Why do you know that?
But no, I literally, everyone's dancing. My auntie's from America, so she's body popping proper in it. She's got it on lockdown. to the Michael Jackson thing.
Yes.
I'm just mimicking her, doing my thing, and we're all giving sparklers, yeah. So waving the sparklers around, and the whole village is out. Everyone's just happy that these people from England are here, and it looked like my sparkler was out, so I've thrown it and thought nothing of it, and give it like 3-4 minutes, looking around, and the whole village is surrounding the palm wine tree that's been there for how many God years?
It's been the ancestral tree at this point.
This is like the Avatar now, you know.
I can't believe you burnt down the Avatar tree.
Mental, the tree.
All the ancestors are living in the tree. It's like Wakanda. The ancestors are on the tree and you've just burnt the tree down.
The tree's on fire, yo. Yeah. So everyone's running out of buckets, all mad. Boom, 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 boom.
Save the tree.
I'm standing there. My granddad walked up to me and he gave me one of the swiftest slaps in my face. Yeah, it was the wake-up call. That was like, you messed up here, fam. Yeah, you've messed up.
You need to just go back to England at this point.
For that whole holiday, for the rest of the 6 weeks, if it wasn't a snake or a dead snake or big insects, they just followed me around with they just terrorized me.
You didn't get to do like no kind of holding your ears, bending down, no punishments, nothing like that?
No,
okay.
What they done was enough.
Okay.
What they done was enough. And I got back to England knowing that place ain't going to see me until I'm welcomed again, because I don't blame them for...
I feel like you need to go and plant some trees.
I got to do something.
I feel like you need to plant a whole lot of trees out there. Yeah. You need to pay back.
I do.
Like, they won't grow back for now. It's going to take years and years and years. But I feel like if you plant at least 10 to 20 trees...
That should make up for it.
I feel like you need to plant some trees.
Oh, no.
I think that's the only redemption.
That does sound a bit better, because I'd rather go back to Nigeria than go Trini right now, to be honest. I do want to go Trini, but it's got to be right. I'm not just going to just go over there like a tourist, because it's just not the same, is it? But yeah, Nigeria, I really like that place.
Plant some trees.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't know if they need a well, but maybe even
do something.
Something. You got to do something. I just got
to cleanse the memories of me.
Yeah, that's why you need to plant the trees.
Yeah.
In and around the area where the tree was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to do that. You're right.
I think that's the way forward. And you've got the trees there. It makes sense.
Yeah.
You could plant even 3 trees.
That's what I'm saying. The trees just follow me everywhere now. Oh, don't.
All right. So if someone wants to start creating clothing, like a young person or anyone that's out there, what would be your, say, 5 steps that they should take to do that?
5
or 3 steps? Yeah.
I'd say, firstly, have a few ideas that you'd like to put onto a T-shirt, whether you've put them onto paper already. So like you might have the name of your idea. You might have a logo, like an image. And try and work out what audience you're trying to attract or who you're making the clothes for. I think one of the most important things is whatever you're doing, do it within your own space. Like, try not to reach out to someone that's going to print you up 50 or even print you up 10, because you're not going to need it.
At first,
No, just get your ideas together that you can look at, and then you can worry about like what fabric it is. And do you know what I'm saying? Create firstly. That's the best thing I can say. Create firstly. Once you've found something that you're solid with, like a certain design, then you say, okay, I can either print this myself by obviously getting some, like you can get, nowadays you've got all these machines, you can get a pre-cut machine, which can cut out your logos and cut everything out.
Yes, I've got one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And you can get heat press.
Okay.
Or you can get the heat press with the hands. I enjoy the ones with the hands more, because it's literally more hands-on than just closing a heat press. With a hands-on one, you can move around, you can do bits and pieces.
Yeah.
They're not expensive. Maybe buy your own stuff, your own tools, and create stuff at home first. And you can literally do 10 if you wanted to do 10 yourself. And then once you get enough interest, then possibly, yeah, get larger amounts made. But don't dive into just, oh, I'm running a clothing brand, I've got to get 25, 50, 100 made. Because a lot of the time you'll find that, one, when you get the stuff back, it's not the quality that you want. Two, there could be errors with the stuff that comes back as well, whether it's stitching, whether it's the sizes. So yeah, just kind of like be aware. You don't really want to waste too much money. You just want to create your main ideas first, and then trial with them before you try and upscale. It is, how can I say it? It is like, it's like a gamble, because not everything you make,
It's going to be a hit.
yeah, it's like music. All of these things, everything creative is exactly the same. It's the same format, but just different projects, if that makes sense. So don't just, firstly, make it because you want to create. And then after that, everything else will kind of fall into place how it's supposed to, whether you're supposed to have thousands of copies of the same hooded top, because it's going to be, you want to create on demand, mainly.
Supply and demand, yeah.
Yeah. I think it'll be a lot easier and a lot less stress, because no one wants to be bundled with, I'll just say a small number, no one wants to be bundled with 50 hoodies.
That you can't get rid of.
Yeah, just sitting there, end up wearing it as, giving it to people as nightgowns, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot of things just sit in attics.
Yeah.
You just don't want to be there.
Yeah, I hear you. So the advice would be, figure out what it is that you want to do, find your target audience, create your prototype, and make sure you get your prototype right. And then once you do that and you're happy with what you've got, your ideas, your items, then you can think about scaling up, but start small and try to do stuff in your home first. Yeah.
Ideally.
So what's next for Dean, and what's next for Jocarde?
Next, I think next is literally, look, this fashion business, I thought the music business is political. A lot of gatekeepers, yeah, a lot of people that not necessarily got talent, but they're quick to close door on talent.
Gatekeepers, which has been a topic recently.
Yeah. You know how it is with this thing. We could speak about that for ages. But in fashion, it's similar, but the difference with fashion is someone can't unsee something. So if I create something, throw it on social media, it does its own work. Does that make sense? Once it's out and it's hard, that's it. You'll be able to get a reception of your works, unlike, say, music or whatever.
Yeah.
Literally, when I think about it, I actually forgot.
What's next?
Yeah, sorry. So what I wanna do is, like, with the brand, is just kind of bring it to the, not corporate. A lot of labels that we know in the UK right now are endorsed or funded by major influencers.
Yeah.
So whether it's Americans investing, whether it's Americans appreciating, whether it's like UK artists or the top of the top UK artists saying, this is the brand, that's what I'm up against, or that's what me and my sons are up against. So I'm just gonna, without going too into it, I'm gonna let the creativity kind of overwhelm everything that's out there, and just keep on delivering until it can amount up to the street posters of promotion that these guys have got, because I literally haven't got that budget to compete, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So I've only got one choice, and that is to make some crazy dope designs, make some crazy stuff, and get it out there.
Right. Yo, well, go on. It's your boy Maxwell D. I'm honestly speaking with Trina on the show today. And my question for the next guest is, what part of your ego helps you and what part of your ego doesn't help you? That will be my question. Because a lot of people don't understand how the ego works. So I want to know is, does the ego, what part of the ego helps you and what part of the ego doesn't help you? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, hi, my name's Dean from Jardi. Firstly, thanks Maxwell D for the question. What helps me with my ego and what doesn't help me with my ego? I think what my ego can make a headache for me sometimes is being a perfectionist and never finding a conclusion or an ending to something that I might be working on. So it leads to overthinking. And what my ego does to benefit me is the same thing, to be honest. Perfectionism at the same time. So it's kind of like a fine balance between the two. So yeah, I know that's my answer, to be honest. Yeah. One thing I forgot to do, I want to big up Manu Devore.
Mm-hmm.
I want to big up Trapstar.
Oh, amazing, yeah.
I want to big up Ben Jart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I don't want to forget anyone.
Hoodrich?
Oh my God, Hoodrich.
Cortez?
Oh my God. Yeah, Cortez.
Mm-hmm.
But there's another one from Brum. Take Risks.
Take Risks.
Yeah, so Take Risks, Ben Jart, Cortez, Trapstar, but Manu Devore. Manu Devore, yeah, because I've had to buy all these clothes for my son when he's at school.
Yeah.
So at first, when you're spending all this money on your kids' clothes, you're like, oh my God, it's a headache, isn't it? But I've watched them
grow.
Or should I say, I've watched the business grow. His template, the blueprint, everything he's doing, the shop in Oxford Street.
It's amazing. And the customer service in there is class.
This is what I'm saying.
The store is class.
I don't think a lot of people are really appreciating what Manu Devore has accomplished.
Yeah.
And that is, see if there was a collab?
Yeah.
I think Jocarde fit more with what Manu Devore's doing.
Yeah.
The arty, grown style. Yeah, I love what Trapstar, Ben Jart and everyone else is doing, but Manu Devore, that business model, that's what I want eventually for my sons.
And he now owns the whole bit. He bought out his mate, I think this month, or maybe the back end of last month.
Yeah.
So he now owns the whole thing. Reese now owns the whole thing. And he's opening up a store in New York.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
And he's so busy, so wealthy, where there's so much space for a super ego. He answers his DMs.
No way.
He communicates. He communicates even if you write something on his page.
No way.
You gotta rate that. You gotta rate that.
Much love to Reese then.
Yeah, bro, you're doing your thing. Yeah. I'm waiting for some kind of collab or something. I know it might be a conflict of interest, but yeah, he's got the blueprint, man.
Well done, well done. So that is it.
Yeah, that was. Thank you so much for giving me the platform and the opportunity to speak about the brand.
Yes. So that's absolutely, it's been amazing having you on the show.
This is a one-of-one personalised hooded sweater I made for you some time ago now. I finally found you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, there's going to be loads more anyway. There's going to be loads more for you.
Thank you so much. And look at the packaging, guys. Personalised. Let's have a look, see.
It's wrapped up about so many times.
Oh, I like this. I feel like my daughter's going to steal this bag. I'm not going to lie.
That's the...
I'm going to wear this on the way home.
That's the Troubadour Femme.
Oh, my goodness. I don't even want to tear it open.
That's all cut by hand.
Thank you so much. This is my second gift since I've been on here. The other one was off camera. Oh my gosh, this is literally my colour.
And I think, hopefully, where are you? Oh yeah, here we go.
Thank you so much. It's got my name on it.
And
Thank
because
you
that's been waiting for you for a while in that bag, hasn't
Oh
it?
my gosh, thank you so much. I'm going to take a picture in it afterwards. Thank you so much. Bless you.
No, that's.
So go and follow Jocarde. This is a one of one.
That's a one of one. It's actually on the website, but it's
Yeah,
there
you
just
can't
to,
get this one.
yeah, you can't get
You can't
Trina's
get this one. But yeah, one of one. Thank you so much. Go and check out the website. Follow Jocarde on Instagram. Where else can they find you?
I'll tell you where the most important place I need you to go is www.jacardi.com. Yeah, if you want to see any more clothing. But yeah, Instagram Jacardi @Jacardi____. Yeah.
Thank you. And you know where to find me. Instagram, here on YouTube, TikTok and X. And you can actually find me on LinkedIn as well now. So yeah, thank you for tuning in to Honestly Speaking. I've been your host, Honestly Trina. Tune in to our next episode. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day.